Hello guys, we are back with another one. This was an okay game. Alright, so book opening. Yeah, I brought out my big my knight, he brought out his bishop. Oh, it's okay. I advanced my bishop and he brought out his pawn. I took my pawn forward to do, protection. Here he was trying to go for my bishop and I'm like, let me just make room for my bishop to go through all the way. So he eventually does that, and I move back. And now he moves his pawn forward 2 times. Here I miscalculated by the capturings, and I thought I'd, be the last one to capture, and I was unfortunately wrong. So he captures with his bishop, which is a big surprise to me. And I capture because I'm like, okay, fair trade. He takes with the you know, his pawn, and I'm like, okay, I'm not the last one to capture, but if you do move the pawn forward, you can take my knight, and then I will take your rook. All right, so he puts me in check, and I'm like, okay, I move away. Now I can capture the pawn, and I could also with his queen to go for his queen, but then he protected the pawn, and I'm like, alright, it's fine. I bring out my knight. I do not know why I did that. Oh, I was trying to advance my bishop and put him in, but not smart. So he moves his pawn forward. And I feel at this point nobody knew what they were doing. You understand? And I feel with chess you always have to have a strategy, but I didn't have a strategy. So I moved my pawn forward because I want to get my king in there. And I also want to advance and bring out my rook. I hate that they're so stuck in the corners. Well, he went for my queen. I'm like, okay, no surprise. I mean, I could have put it back, but then he would have moved the pawn forward and west. So, well, he eventually moves the pawn forward, and I move it one step back, and he puts me into my queen into like some sort of danger. And I mean, well, he took my bishop, and I'm like, okay, fair trade. This pawn in a3 is unprotected. I thought he was gonna go for that, which he didn't. So what he went to do was to put my queen into some sort of, yeah. And I moved it back, right? So he moved his thing back, and I'm like, okay. The only reason why I did that move was to protect this pawn so that his pawns cannot advance to become queen, right? And so he moves his knight forward, and I'm like, free knight, hello. And he tries to go for my knight, my queen, and I move it back, right? And he does that. So I do that, right? Just in case he moves or forgets that, yeah. So he castles, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. Let me just go protect this, you know? And then he moves his thing forward. I thought that he was gonna take this thing, his knight, and put it here, and then I can't capture blah blah blah. But then I forgot. Okay, the queen is there. So yeah. Well, I did that for whatever reason. So he goes there, and I take the queen because why not? And he takes my queen back, and I'm like, okay, fair trade. So then, he brings out his rook, and I take it, and he takes it back, and I take a pawn because hello, it's free. And he does that. I don't know what he was trying to do because even if he did capture that thing is over there. So I protect this pawn and charge the. That's the cool thing about the knights is that they jump, right? And so he puts me in check, probably thinking that I'll go into like, you know, G1, because I can't go into F1. So I was like, okay, boy, bye. And after that, I feel like whatever move he could have done, I would have been left with either 2 knights. Well, I would have been left with all my, remaining what I would have made queen quick, and then yeah. And then he resigned, and I'm like, okay, you saved me, because the game becomes very boring after both queens are off the, you know.